So part of what we've been doing with Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie is looking at the dialogue and what that can reveal to us about characters, right? Okay. Part of that also comes with looking at different events or looking at conversations and then looking at what happens because of that event. It's cause and effect, okay? If you're looking at this happened, what event happened because of this, or what caused the plot to move forward? Do you guys know what the word plot means? What's plot? Yeah, the plot is the story. It is, here's what is happening in the story, the events in the story, okay? So an event will happen and it's going to cause the plot to move forward. So think back to yesterday. We read chapter 8 yesterday in Drums, Girls, Dangerous Pie. And the very first thing that happened was Jeffrey had a fever, right? He was sweating. He was groaning in his sleep. Because he had a fever, the event was he spiked a fever. Because he had a fever, what happened because he had a fever? Yes. So Steven's mom interrupted the dance and rushed Steven and Jeffrey to the hospital, right? But that wouldn't have happened if Jeffrey didn't have that fever. But because that fever was, bam, he has one, Mom went ahead and interrupted the dance to get them to the hospital, okay? The second event that happened, or another major event that happened, was while he was at the hospital. He was diagnosed with an ear infection. Not a big deal for typical things, but because he was diagnosed with an ear infection, his white blood cell counts were so low due to chemo, his body couldn't fight off germs. So because of all of that, his body not being able to fight off germs, being diagnosed with the ear infection, what happened after that diagnosis? Yes, and then what happened? Good. They put a needle in Jeffrey's chest, kept him overnight at the hospital, and then decided that he was going to the hospital in Philly, right? To have more work done, right? All right. Another event, and this is kind of 2 in 1. Another event is that Steven was recalling the events of the ER when they put the tubes into Jeffrey. Remember, he was talking to his dad, and he goes, "They stabbed him, Dad." And then he began to cry. What action happened after Steven started to cry? He's talking to his dad. What action happened after Steven started to cry? His dad hugged him. And this is page 110, and Dad is finally showing emotion, right? That's kind of a big deal, isn't it? Okay, his dad hugged him, and we'll even say and acknowledged that Steven's going through a tough time, right? So essentially, as you're reading, you're looking for events. And after those events, what happens after those? Like, you're looking at, okay, this event is important. What happens with the plot because of this event? Does that make sense? So we are going to read chapter 9 here. And as we read chapter 9, we are going to take some notes as to what the event happens and what action is caused by that event. Okay? Okay. So Steven just went down to the counselor's office, right? Okay. What caused him to go down to the counselor's office? Yeah. So the event is Steven stopped doing his work in all of his classes, right? Oh, it's frozen. Well, that's good. Steven stopped doing all of his work in all of his classes. Because of that, the plot event that happens is that Stephen was called down to the counselor's office. And her name is Mrs. Galley. All right, so something else just happened. What did Stephen just do with his teachers? Yep. Stephen broke down in tears and told his teachers that his brother had cancer. Okay, so what action was caused by this event? What was the plot event that happened? That's from page 123. What was the plot event that happened after that? Yes, so because Stephen broke down in tears and told his teacher that his brother had cancer, the teachers decided to give him an extended period of time to make up that work. Why is it not typing? The teachers decided to give Stephen an extended period of time to make up his work. Okay, so we're going to stop reading now. Tomorrow, what we're going to do is we will finish reading the chapter and we will find different events that are going to keep action moving forward. Now, when you are reading tonight, because the only homework we have tonight is to read our 20 minutes. While you are, hold on, we're not packing up. While you are reading tonight for your 20 minutes, I want you to jot down major events that are happening that's going to cause other events to happen. So in your reader's notebook, you can jot down like, oh, this is an event that's happening. This happened because of it, okay? So just be aware, be cognizant, vocab word, be cognizant of those events that are causing the plot to move forward, okay?